Can you hear any of my background?
Oh, we good.
Okay, good. I got family in town, so they're downstairs eating.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, my mom and my sisters, and yeah,
Your mommy and dad?
mommy in town. They missed their flight this morning, so they got to stay till another 4 days.
I sure they don't mind.
You know they don't mind. They don't,
I sure they missing work or anything.
no, no, no. My mom retired.
Not your mommy, but everybody else.
Yeah, my sister's on vacation. Well, one of my sister retired, and the other one is on vacation from the hotel. So yeah, and my mom husband. So they done been to the Ross and Walmart, Uncle
Yeah,
Wally.
the Bahamian thing.
Oh, listen, they didn't beat it.
How
They
long?
didn't
How
beat it
long
up.
your mom been remarried?
Uh
From you as a boy?
no, 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 no. This is just recent because my dad passed away. She was my dad for over 40 something or 47 years, and and then she remarried just of lately, probably 2 years, two
How
three
you
years.
feel about? How you feel about it? I ain't gonna tell her. I ain't gonna tell her. She ain't watching.
I just
Later
wanted,
upstairs.
I just wanted to be happy. I just,
Oh, that's the right answer. Ding
yeah, I
ding
just
ding
wanted to
ding
be
ding ding
happy.
ding. You like him?
Yeah, he's a good gentleman.
He from here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's from there.
I mean Bahamas, that is.
Yeah, he's from the Bahamas. I
Okay.
mean, we grew up knowing. I grew up knowing his family, his nieces and nephews. In
So
fact, we grew up calling each
you
other
knew
cousins.
him?
No, no, but
Oh,
I know his family.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
So he had you.
he's a widow as well. He was a
Oh,
widower.
he's a widower as well.
Right.
So
So
you interviewed him before?
no, no, no. My sisters did.
Oh, so you didn't have to. The boy you ain't interview him by?
No, I interviewed
Boy, you ain't serious about this life.
him.
You ain't interview him?
As a mama's boy, I whatever she wanna do is is all
Fine
right by
by
me.
you.
It's fine by me.
Oh wow, Sean.
It's crazy because let me make sure I understand. When when her mom died and her mom found someone else, I was a boy and they didn't take it. They took it hard.
But you
And
know what's
so
funny? You know what's funny in all of that? Some people ain't never had the chance to do it again. You have some people who can't get to do it once.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you have people who can, you're talking about two people in your family who have been lucky or blessed enough to meet somebody worth marrying a second time. And the
yeah,
fact that,
yeah,
the first one didn't deter them from doing it says a lot.
yeah. And women live longer than us men, so
In certain instances.
in certain instances.
There we go. See, Raisa calling your name, but Sean is in the building.
Hi, Rye. I stand in the gap today, Rye.
Star 106, it's a pleasant Monday. Good afternoon to each and all, and welcome to your Monday edition of Free Your Mind. We are powered by none other than KFC. Thank you to Kalik, the beer of the Bahamas, one time for City of Hope, formerly Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Muffler World has got us this hour as well. ESC Distributors, Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, and of course, Alpha Sound Promotions doing it once again. What am I talking about? None other than Best of the Best Reloaded, aka Part 2. All right, we're doing it once again. New artists have been added to the roster and to the lineup. It is going to be absolutely magical. So don't, if you missed it the first time this year, then you don't want to miss this one on November the 2nd. Thank you to Pinder Tile, the Cleveland Clinic. Thank you so much. And of course, the Bahamas Chinese Dragon Boat competition is coming your way. And Eddie Minnis, October the 5th at the Nassau Cruise Port. One not to be missed as well. History in the making. He's been missing from the stage for more than 40 years and ready to make this big return. And of course, showcase the very best in Bahamian entertainment and talent. All right. So, with that said, good afternoon to each and all. Locked and loaded. 106.5 on the FM band. Thank you to everybody that joins us there. Channel 976 is where you find us on cable. And of course, to all the Facebook faithfuls, good to see you guys as always on a Monday. Star 106 and Natural Empress on Facebook. So we got Sean Smith standing in the gap for Coach Ricardo Miller, who could not join us today due to travel constraints. And always good, Sean. You're always there with us anyway. So why
Yes.
not sit in the seat today and let the show has got to go on. So why not be with somebody who's always here? And that's you. All right. So good to have you. How are you on this blessed Monday, motivational Monday?
I am great and so glad to that I could stand in the gap for my brother. And always a pleasure to be with you and your team and all the listeners out there.
All right. So, as we always do in fine motivational Monday fashion, we have a beautiful topic, and the thing about this topic is that we're now entering, well, yesterday was the beginning of fall officially. So, my mantra for now until the end of the year is for us to fall in line. All right, whatever that means, that came upon my spirit just now. You understand that
Yeah,
fall doesn't necessarily have to depict what the word says in terms of a mishap. You fall, you fall out with somebody, you're falling in terms of whatever it is. You want to fall in line and get it together because we still have some time on the clock. And when I say the clock, I'm talking about this this 1 year. We're now in we're about to enter month number 10, right? In a matter of moments, because today is the 23rd of September. So just in a matter of a couple sleeps, we will now be entering the 10th month and still ample time to reflect and to get some things in order and to seriously fall in line. Am I right or wrong?
you're absolutely right. Your growth depends on you, and you have what? You have a few months before the new end rolls in, and the minute you blink your eye, no time at all is going to pass. I mean, it's almost like time just kind of you know falls away at the blink of an eye. So why is you're trying to build your best life today? We have 5 things that you need to learn so that you won't be distracted while you're building your best life. And during this season, the fall season, it's still you still have a chance to do some stuff right. It's still chance to right the ship. This the back end. They still have chance to right the ship. All is
I'll
not
give you
lost.
I'll give you an example when running a race, right? I remember when training, not on a professional level, but training in school, in primary school, in high school. When you're running a race, even if you see some people ahead of you, coach always would say, finish strong. Whatever your strong is, you must not give up even at the end of the race. You're still supposed to, full throttle up
Yeah.
to the very finish line. And the same goes for life. Lord, these analogies today on point. All right. The same with the race of life. Even though we're now almost at the end, because we're now about to approach month 10, that means we done banked the corner
Yeah.
and we're on the final stretch. Even if some things have beat us bad and they're ahead of us, you still need to push full throttle and press on regardless to the finish line, aka the end of the year.
That is so, you hit the nail right on the head. So, and I think one of the first thing right off the gate, I think would deter us from finishing strong, or what might deter us from being distracted, is fear. Fear. You're the back of the race, right? You're in the back, and you see people in front of you, so you
Oh yeah.
afraid. You're afraid that I can finish last. You afraid? No, you're not gonna finish last. You just need to pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. All right,
That's it.
pick up the pace. It's something like you have a new job opportunity, or you might have something that you want to do to earn extra money. You need to jump. I taken a quote from Steve Harvey: jump. Your parachute gonna open up. It might not open up right away, but you need to jump. You're not, you know, you're not gonna achieve it if you don't start it. So you need to jump. And I know sometimes fear is a big, big
Crippling
thing, that
agent.
kind of huge thing that kind of weighs down on us. Oh, what if? Oh, what people can say? Oh, I can't do this. That's fear just speaking. You know, the power of the tongue. You got
Listen
a
to
lot
me.
of power in your tongue. If you don't say it, it ain't gonna happen. If you don't believe it, it won't happen. So the first thing got to get out is fear.
You talk about if you don't believe it, it won't happen. If you don't get out, it won't happen. But guess what? If you don't do it, it
It
can't
won't
happen.
happen. That's right. That's right. That's right. You have to do it. You gotta do it. You gotta jump. And I know for a lot of people, fear is that thing that kind of holds them down, that kind of ties them down, because they just so afraid. It's almost like someone who's afraid of heights. If you climb this tower, you can get $1 million, but they so afraid of heights, they won't do it.
Listen, fear is a crippling agent. That's what it does. Its aim is to stop you from progressing. And when you talk about the fear, fear is always something we fear the unknown. So we have these very silly sayings, and I'm sure Coach will attest and agree that whole idea of stick to the evil that you know
Yeah,
is possibly the worst thing that we can hold on to as something that is so culturally accepted. We say it all the time, so loosely, child. Stick to what you know. Because stick to the evil. And
evil that you know.
there's nothing good in evil. You
Yeah,
understand? So when people say, stick to the evil that you know, it makes absolutely no sense. It's like staying in a relationship that is not working or that's abusive. You stick to it because, child, you might go there and find another man and he might beat you more. How about going out there and finding another man who is so absolutely loving and compassionate and emotionally connected? Versus thinking about another man who might beat you less or
yeah,
beat you, or how about not beating you at all? That job that, what it definitely looks promising. It's paying more, but no, child. Everything that glitter ain't gold. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Fair again of the unknown, and we can go on with several analogies on a personal level, relationship wise, job wise, um, spiritually wise, where fear stops you from possibly living the best version of you. Thank you, AJ. Sometimes the fair ain't your own. You're reflecting someone else's fair. If it wasn't for the bad seeds you allowed to absorb in you, you would have never been fearful. Why do you think many of us are afraid of some creatures? Because movies and other folks planted the idea in our heads that they'll be harmful. Listen to me, AJ. I still ain't holding no snake. I don't care what you say. But as a baby, we was never fearful of none of these creatures. Uh, it's the same as we fear with everything else. Someone convinced you to be fearful of many things. I
But
ain't scared of no roach. I ain't scared of no lizard. Me and rat and snake will never. I don't care what you say. We'll never be friends.
but going biblical, God put us as man in the Garden of Eden to have domain over everything.
I
So
understand.
we shouldn't be afraid. We shouldn't be afraid of nothing. All right. Now, what I would say is that you should have respect for certain things, but you shouldn't fear it. You should have a good
You shouldn't fear the rat or fear the snake.
no. You should have a respect for the snake because if a snake bites you, you could die. But you shouldn't be afraid of him. You should have a good respect, but not fear. Respect and fear is two different things.
Child, how you respect the rat? Please tell me. Please show me how to respect a rat.
Listen, you stay on the right
Rat don't
domain, and
respect me.
you stay on the right domain. And if the rat come in your house, just set up a trap.
I
Plain and
can't.
simple.
That's another story. Let's take a quick break right here. Free your mind on this motivational Monday. We're going to find out what's happening traffic wise. More free your mind on the other side.
Good afternoon. First thing we ask them what the traffic across the 12. And we get an active movement of the
I
traffic.
guess I guess I
Bro,
see things. I guess I see things in black and white. Where if you have a problem, there's always a solution.
I get the solution. Set up the rat trap and
Right.
try kill him. But your hope is that he will cross paths with the trap.
That-
My fear is the time in which he doesn't make connection with the trap. You feel
Well,
me?
rats. The only thing the rat trying to come out is to get something to eat. I mean,
Child,
the
I ain't
rat ain't
trying.
trying. The rat ain't trying to kill you or nothing. The rat just trying to eat. He trying to live.
Also, there's a difference between fear and just nervousness. Sometimes it's just that we ain't used and we mistake it as fear. Now, that's the thing, Um, I'm just looking even at the live feed and thinking of, different instances. There's somebody on this feed, I ain't calling no name, who got a job opportunity, right? That
Right.
took her out of her comfort zone. All right. And this is the kind of job you have when you work in certain government sectors, right? They move you around. And,
Right.
she got a call um, weeks, not even, not no long weeks, a couple of weeks before the job actually started. And you're talking about finding a place to live, finding, getting to know new people, new coworkers, new everything. And I'm thinking, wow, it takes a strong-willed person and a strong-minded person to just up and go and against all odds be present and ready for the task at hand,
I
right?
think that I think part of that is my story. I mean,
That's all our story. It
yeah.
looked because, like I said, when I got the call to come to Nassau, I got the call on a Monday, and Thursday my stuff was already. And I met my stuff over here on the boat already.
Yeah.
Meaning,
Yeah.
my dad helped me pack up, and I was out of there. Was I? And everybody's like, "Kern, you crazy?" Just like that.
So one of my old jobs, I was leaving one company to go to, in fact, just on an interview. And I sat down with a gentleman, and the gentleman asked me, and I was young. He asked me if I want a job. He asked me, how does your parents feel about you changing job? I mean, I'm there for an interview, and he already saying you got the job. I just want to know how your parents gonna feel. So,
Right.
and I was like, it kind of shocked me. And I was like, they'll be all right, but
They're gonna be just
you have
fine.
to jump. They'll be just fine. More money, better opportunity, and I mean, tons and tons of growth. That catapulted me to be in Dallas. That same very job,
Yeah.
that was a catalyst for me being in Dallas. I mean, and then in Dallas, working with people. who helps me to form my own business.
Here we
So
go.
one step takes you to the next. You
Here we
got to
go.
jump.
Star 106 hits pleasant Monday. Good afternoon to each and all just joining us. It is another motivational Monday, spearheaded by the one Sean Smith, sitting in for Coach today. And we want you to finish strong. What am I talking about? The end of the year is fast approaching, and we got 5 things we need to learn quickly so that we are not distracted while we're building our best lives. And the first one is fear.
Yep. First one is fair, and AJ, uh, who was always present, he kind of helped bring the second one. He hit a nail on the head with the second one. Negativity, naysayers. You know, you trying to overcome your fear, but you have those people in your ear saying, "What if? Why are you doing that? Just like you said, Empress. Uh, Better to stick with the devil you know.
Yeah, stick to the evil you know.
Yeah, stick with the evil you know. That's naysayers. That's negativity. If you can fly, you always got to be around eagles or some birds. If you want
Not
to fly,
all birds, because chickens don't fly.
well, birds that fly. If you want to fly,
Right.
all right, you got to stick with people who positive and people who pouring into your life. Coach always says that there's always someone out there who is
Somebody else here.
assigned to you, who is assigned to walk with you. And once you have positive people in your life, because negativity just kind of pulls you down. You know, that's negativity and fear, all that stuff. You want to push that away because in order to win that race, you gotta stay positive. You gotta stay positive. You gotta stay positive. Negativity has no place in your life. Negativity has no place in your building your best life.
Let's read this one. AJ says some women pack their stuff to go to one boyfriend or man they met in the US and such. People relocating out of their comfort zone for just about anything. I heard the story of one woman who traveled for love but had to find her own ticket back to Nassau. Child, that's a regular story, AJ. Christio says, I think we can't get rid of fear, but true courage is taking that step in spite of the feeling of fear. Yeah, Renee saying no pigeons around here. Pigeons don't fly. AJ says, there's that. I couldn't do it. What makes you think you can mentally? Don't
So
let that stop you because maybe it wasn't for them to do, but maybe it was for you.
hey AJ, in my walk, living here in Dallas, Dallas is a beautiful metroplex. I mean, built around a bunch of people from all over the world. And so I've heard stories where people was like, "Yeah, I moved here for a relationship," and end up finding a better relationship. Move here for work, and they were on one job and end up finding a better job. So if you don't do it, you'll never achieve it. You'll never grow. I mean, so sometimes you have to take the chance. Now, that starting point, that starting person may not be the ending point for you, and which in most cases, I mean, I would say that's a win-win, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So there are lots of stories. There are a lot of good stories where people move for love. Now they may not end up with that first love, but they end up with love and
That's
and
good.
true love. So you have to do it.
Absolutely. So let's now look at, I think we are now on our third point, and I think we're going to be here for a minute. I honestly feel like we're going to be here for the next at least 5 minutes.
I think that's why I kind of put it right in the middle of it.
Smack dab in the center. Hey,
Smack dab in the middle. Smack dab in the middle. A lot of times we're distracted because of friends and family.
woo, the 2 F's.
The two F's. That's a double F. Friends and
What?
family. Listen, you know, and for me, it hit home because I know people who've lost businesses, who've lost relationships because of friends. You know, friends who you just hanging with wrong people. You hanging with people who don't mean you know no good, but that's your friend. You know.
Oh,
Uh,
listen. Don't even go no further because you talk about hanging with people who don't mean you no good. Please do not make family exempt from people who are not good for you or people who don't mean you well. Family also fits into that category. I'll have you know.
I mean, my wife and I, neither of us are from Dallas, and we're here away from family. But the good thing for us is we're being able to put a family around us.
Sure.
Some good people that we meet who are family. I have adopted mom and dad from Shreveport, Louisiana, who loves me. I mean, like my biological mom, you know, and who chastise me and who I mean care for me like I'm their
Your
biological
very
son,
own.
their very own. So yeah, and then you have some family who just there to pull you down. I mean, and it's nothing. It's who they are.
And not only that, you need to, for no stretch of the imagination, think that you can't survive without them. You can't cut your bloodline, but you sure can cut ties. And ties means that you don't have to you don't have to speak, you don't have to hang out, you don't need advice, you're not asking for any monetary nothing where it comes to them. You will always be family by blood, but it does not mean if they are not a part of your uphill climb, then you leave them right at the foot of the cross.
It's almost like what they say when you're on the airplane. You know, put on your mask first, and then put on your mask if you have a child or someone next to you or you know, older person.
Right.
Sometimes some family you need to put on your mask first, get yourself squared away first before you can go back and help them. And you know you want to help them, and sometimes you can,
Sometimes you don't.
and then sometimes you can't. But you gotta know where you are in your life. Whether it's like someone drowning, they always tell you, you know, if you can't swim, why are you trying to help someone who's drowning?
That's right. They can pull you down.
They can pull you down.
Mhm.
You can love your family from some family members from a distance, you know, because that's just the way it is. They blood and they'll always be blood. You love them, and if they need something, you'll send it or you'll give it. But at the same time, too, you can't every day you hanging out with them and you know they buy company. For what? I mean, it's
You
the same
can't
thing as
keep
friends.
giving to them knowing that if you ever needed a hand, a helping hand, they won't be there for you. They're going to give you all the excuses in the world as to why they cannot help. So why is it that you continue to pour into them? What in hopes that they'll change their stinking, dirty, nasty ways? Or is it that, you're giving them Christ love, whereas but Christ don't want you to be silly either.
Yeah, yeah, I think we in the Bahamas, we always want to give people Christ love. We always want to show that. But at the same time, too, the Bible tells you can't give your pearls to swines. All
Hello.
right, you can't give
Hello.
your pearls to swine. So
Hello.
so you just need to know, you know, how to. What Maya Angelou say: when someone tell you who they are, believe them the
Believe
first
them.
time.
Hmm.
So once someone tell you it's family or friend who they are, you believe them, and then you know how to treat them. Good morning and good evening don't break up no friendship. You can love them all you want to, but you know that you can't call them to ask them for advice. You can't call them if you in need. You can't call them. That's just who they are.
And you have to accept that.
Yes.
You would like, and that's why a lot of people are stuck right now. And like I said, we're trying to finish strong, but a lot of people are stuck because they have a whole other story going on in their head. The way they want to write the story is not the way the story is unfolding, right? The characters, they want to change the whole, the dimensions of this character based on how best it would suit them and their lives, not seeing it for what it is. This person is not good for you. I don't care who
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It could be a grandma. She ain't good for you. simply because she's always negative. She's never applauding you. She's never there to cheer you on, to give you a slice of bread, nothing but tear you down. And even though she's your grandma, she too needs to be left alone.
You love her, but you love her right where she's at. You know, you have to know when to let go. You have to know when to let go, and that kind of ties right into number four, hate.
No, no, no. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a
Okay.
break on that. All right, that
Okay.
one needs its own time as well. Free your mind on a motivational Monday. More to come. Stick around. Excuse me.
That's you. Listen, you have people who just there who what Bob Marley say? They sus up on you.
Yep, some will eat and drink with you. Then behind you,
They sus up on you.
susu, which simply means
Yeah,
talk about.
yeah. They talk about you.
Yeah, they're talking bad about you.
Yeah, but still yet when Friday come, they coming by you. Hey, remember that slow 20,
Yep,
or let me borrow that so and so.
absolutely.
You have to, and I said this before. You have to go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Tolerated. Hello. Child, if you gotta tolerate me, don't call me. Don't call me. Call him ma. Don't call me. Like real
Who
talk.
to call Empress? Who to call?
Call your ma. 'Cause guess what? At the end of the day, you know when you want it, you can feel it. If you're all about picking up energies and
Yes.
people vibe, I strong on that. You ain't even gotta open your mouth. I know exactly what time it is.
Yeah.
All right. If
My
you vibe and your aura ain't right,
I gotta
don't
go.
call me.
Yeah.
Don't call me. I gone. By the time you turn around, where
Gone.
Empress? Gone. Boy. Gone, 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 gone. All right. So here we go. Now we can move on.
World Wide Web at star106fm.com.
Star 106 hits. Welcome back. Free your mind. Motivational Monday. As we encourage you to finish the year strong. 5 things we need to learn so that we're not distracted while building our best lives. All right. AJ says also there's this trapped by obligation. You know they ain't no good. They're doing you wrong, but you feel obligated to stick by them. You feel guilty for leaving. Sorry to hear that. AJ says, and just because y'all having intercourse doesn't mean you're obligated to stay. If they ain't treating you right, I don't care how much y'all been laying up. Huh? Leave.
Boy,
All right.
AJ, AJ always bringing the
Yeah,
fire.
man, Fox. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
fire.
and I think more so for women than men, because men can lay with you but don't like you. Men,
Oh, I tell him that today, earlier today, for real.
we can lay with you, don't like you, don't love you, but we just trying to get our rocks off.
That's it.
So
No
so,
more.
so women, you gotta have that discerning spirit, and you can't live with everybody. You know, not because you come in there, you're probably paying a bill. I think a lot of times too, people get caught up, but I think that's a
Topic.
different topic.
Yep.
So, number one was fear. Number two was negativity. Number three was friends and family who can tie you down. Number four is hate.
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 Such a strong word.
It is a strong word. So it kind of ties back to number three, because when you cut people off because y'all ain't on the same run, all of a sudden now you get someone who hates you, or because you ain't lend that cousin that $100 because he didn't borrow $200 from you and never pay you. So now
And you
he
ain't
hates
getting no
you.
more.
You
Exactly.
know now he hates you. But so I'll say this: you can't give in to hate. Hate is not of God, and if you internalize hate, it's gonna distract you from your goal. You still gotta love people, even though they hate you, like the Bible say. You can hate me, but I'm gonna still love you.
That's one of the hardest things to do.
It is, but in order to live your best life, in order to be the best person you can be, you can't carry around other people's baggage. And sometimes, right, you may have disassociated your friend from a family member or a friend, and they hate you, and now you carrying around their baggage because at the same time they hate you, right? They still over there living their best life.
Amen.
And if you hate them back, now you worrying what they thinking, or you worrying about this or worrying about that, and they over there living their best life, eating, drinking, and being merry.
That's it.
But you got all this hate that giving you hypertension, that giving you a heart attack, that giving you all these different
Stroke.
ailments,
Mhm.
strokes. For what? For who? You got to
Why?
share. You got for why? You got to share that type of stuff. You got to share that stuff.
AJ says some people just hate you because you're not the same place they are. You up your level and they're still there. It's like, how dare you elevate yourself and not pull me up with you? Some people, a lot of times you think that people are jealous of material things, the new car you have, the handbag, the hairstyle, the type or grade of weave that you have, the mink lashes versus the synthetic. You know what I mean? And not realizing that sometimes it's the intangible things. It's the way you light up a room when you walk in. It's the way that you command attention without even looking for it. It's the way that people love you, without you even having to utter a word. Those are the things that a lot of people are jealous of. And, I hear people often say, "Me- jealous of me? I ain't got nothing." Oh, yes, you do. You have a lot. You have the light.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that light that often illuminates in a way that's blinding to the haters is worse than them being jealous of all the money that you have in the bank. I promise you.
yeah. It goes back to, I think I just automatically thought about what my mama used to say. Fall of fashion killed Miss Samaki dog.
Yeah.
You don't know what Miss Jones doing down there, what she going through to have that big house. You don't know what she doing to have that nice car. You don't know what type of relationship she in, who paying her bills in order for her to have all that nice stuff or to have that stuff. And sometimes people smiling, but deep down they hurting, and you don't know that. So you can't be begrudging to that person, or you know what I'm saying, because you never know. You in this race, and you got to run your race. You can't worry about all the other people and all the other things. And we are teensy, like they say. We are teensy. We got to get out of that. Just stop looking at teens. If you ain't wearing a line belt, or let me go back to high school. If you ain't pushing them clocks, them I stitch or them L stitch clocks, you ain't,
Yes, boy. I
you
see
know.
Cartel come out of jail now. Them stitches coming right back.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But but yeah, you gotta stay focused, gotta stay positive, and don't worry about what other people have, because you don't know what they got, where they are, and how they got that, and what they doing to keep it.
That's
And
like there's a saying, you see the grass look greener, but you don't know the cost of the water bill.
yeah, what Buju say? Only who feels it knows it, eh?
That's the truth.
Only who feels it knows it. Just a side note. Look at Puff and all this stuff that's going on in New York with him.
My
And
God.
that's he was a model citizen, a model entrepreneur. I mean, all this and all that. Now the veil is being peaked. You see a little bit on the back end. Now what? The same thing with R. Kelly.
My God. Puffy is, oh man, so disappointing.
Yeah, but that's, like I said, that's another story. But that just goes to show, in terms of,
You
people
being
always
jealous?
people are always
Look
jealous
at the
and hating.
price.
Yeah, the price they have to pay. You know, I was looking at something the other day, and someone was saying, uh, for young artists in Dallas area, and I don't know if it's true or not. They said a particular artist in the Dallas area what you have to do with her and her cousin in order to get,
Right.
to get your foot in the door.
Look at that. P. Diddy been calling himself Bad Boys for life.
Well,
As long as I knew, people just thought it was for the records. That's, hey, AJ, my mom always used to say, word sound is power, boy. And he
Yep.
spoke that one straight into existence. Bad
Straight into
Boys
existence
for
for
life.
life. Yeah, yeah.
My
And
God.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's why you gotta stay so focused on what you have going on rather than what other people have. Just thank God for what you have. Because you don't know what people are doing to get where they are. You don't know what people are doing to stay where they are. You don't know what people are doing on the
So
back
true.
end. You see these people in big mansions. It's kind of like, oh, that's nice. I'd love to, but you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah. The
You don't
price
know
they pay.
the price they pay. You know,
Mhm.
and
The,
they made
the immoral acts that
they
they
made
have
they
to,
made a deal.
you
They
know,
made a deal.
signing their soul away and all kind of, it could be, there's so many things. So like you said, be thankful for what you have and continue on your grind. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Do what you're supposed to do to make it to the next level, honestly and wholeheartedly, and still pleasing the Father. You know what I mean? Some
yeah,
people, doing some things that, whoo, not pleasing at all.
yeah. And it runs right into that. Just kind of runs right into my number 5.
Let's
And
five it then.
let's drum roll.
I got 5 on it.
Too much pleasure. Too
Why
much.
you talking about P. Diddy again with all that oil?
That's why I said roll right into it. Too much
I
pleasure.
know it.
Too
It's a
much
lot of
pleasure.
pleasure.
Too much pleasure. And so in life, everything it comes at a price. And so you either pay now or pay later. You can have all the gold, you can have all the what's the Bible quote they always say? You can have all the world but lose your one soul.
Yeah, gain the world and lose your soul.
Lose your one soul. So too much pleasure. And that can and so let me kind of drop it down. Let me kind of get it down to nitty gritty. You know, every weekend you out drinking, or every weekend you're a married man, you going over the old girl for pleasure.
More like younger.
Yeah, yeah, pleasure. What you doing? You distracting from your living your best life. So that money that you go and you drink every Friday or every day, you go to the bar and you drink, that money could be going into a 401k. That money can be going into to bettering your life. That money can be going into bettering your kids' life. Bettering, that money can be going into, something real positive that really help you to get you out of the situation that you're in.
No.
If you's a sweetheart, and I can just call it as it is. You sweetheart type of keeping mind, and you're married. That money, because whatever you get at home, you gotta at least pay something over at Sweet Girl House. So it goes right back to what you doing with your money,
For
and
sure.
then what you doing with your time. That time you spending with her, you got kids. You only
It can
spend with
cost you
kids. It can cost you. All right. So
nothing
so
free.
pleasure is one of those things that, oh, I going out to have fun. I going out to, you know, some people go out and never come back home. Because why? They're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because
It's like ice cream. It tastes good. You
that's
eat
right.
too much of that, you're going to be fixtures to the toilet. Got to do it in moderation.
Gotta do it in moderation. And that's right. I mean, there's nothing. There's no. I like having fun. I like going out, but I do it in moderation. And the I like I like little house parties. People come over, you eat, you drink, and you can talk. And those are some of the best parties you can have, where you learn something. You can build a relationship from someone at a little house party, because now you're talking and they're probably telling you how they build investment, or you can ask them, hey, what you doing over there? You can learn stuff. You go to a club, and there's nothing wrong with clubs because I've been in clubs. The zoo used to be my spot back in the day, but at the same time too, it was not. I did it in moderation. You know, I know when to say, all right, I had enough. Even right now, when I go to certain functions, I don't drink
Right.
because I know, for instance, when I DJ, if I DJ, and I've done this where go to work for 5 o'clock and don't get home till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning because after I work my 8 hours or 9 hours, I go and I DJ.
Right.
So if I get pulled over on the road and I've been drinking, I gone.
Gone.
So that's that discipline. Discipline, you have to have discipline. And if you have discipline, then you'll be focused in order to achieve your best life.
Well, Sean, till next time, that we're gonna hold that one right there. I'm sure when we get back to class on Monday and do a little more revision, we'll come up with some other points to add to this already very, very strategic list. All right. We also got to incorporate some health in there as well when you talk about living your best life. But we're going to talk more about it. Sean, thank you so much for sitting in. Had a great time with you. Insightful as always, and hopefully everybody extracts and takes away exactly what they need to so that we all can finish strong towards the end of this 2024. So see you on Monday. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Shout out to everyone out there. And listen, you can do it. You can do it. One final tip. How to eat an elephant. One bite at a time.
See, now that's gluttony, man. Why you gotta eat a whole elephant? See, that's the problem right there. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Sean. Folks, y'all know what to do. Keep it locked. Top of the hour, 5 o'clock. Your Drive at 5 Monday edition comes your way. DJ AI and yours truly right here on The Star.
A neurological condition shouldn't.
Hey, Renee. Hey,
Eat,
Pago.
something, small and filling. You got to eat a whole.
No,
you got to eat the whole.
elephant. No, that's not what's the word I'm looking for? That's just kind of a saying.
It's a
Yeah,
saying.
you ain't got to eat the whole elephant, but some people just in terms of they don't want to jump.
I know.
So you ain't get full if you don't start.
That's true. You got to start
And
somewhere.
you never finish it if you don't. Yeah, you got to one bite. One bite
at a time.
One bite at a time.
Jesus, I feel full just thinking about that. I can see you later.
Hey, thanks for having me, and have a good week.
Yes, darling. All the best to you guys. That's right, right. Finish strong.
Finish strong.
I'll be
I'll be
dedicated.
listening. Hey, what you got for tomorrow? You got something trashy for tomorrow?
What you know about? I do. And Wednesday, guys, please don't miss Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday. I have a very, very special guest for y'all on Wednesday.
All right, well, we'll
This
be
week is
we'll
gonna
be
be
tuning in,
strong.
right, Rye? We'll be here.
Yeah, this week is going to be serious. This whole week, as a matter of fact. Thursday's guest too. So,
Good.
yeah.
All right, well, I'll be tuned in. Y'all be
See
good
you
over there.
later.
All right, bye-bye.